Autonomous agents are advanced AI systems that operate independently without the need for human interactions like with traditional chatbots. In this video, we will see how Manus, an autonomous AI agent, can help us study a vulnerability and test in a sandbox environment. Let's go straight to the app and look around. First thing we will see is a familiar interface for an AI chatbot. Upon sign up, it will give you free credits. As the time of this writing, Manus gives us free 300 credits daily, which I think more than enough for general usage. Under the notifications, you will also see some of the new features they are rolling out. Most of the recent developments are catered toward research, which is the gist of our topic today. On the left sidebar, you will see the task list. Unlike normal chatbots, autonomous AI agents works on tasks. This means you can tell it to do something for you, and it will work in the background. One example will be asking it to create a web application. It will not only give you the code, but it will give you the working prototype that you can access over the internet. In this video, we will ask it to generate a sandbox environment to study a particular vulnerability. Let's ask Manus straight to the point without any sugarcoating. Let's see what will it do. It is thinking now. Manus cannot fulfill the request, but it is still doing something. I'll close this notification pop-up. We can see here that although it says he cannot do the request, it is still doing something. Let's see what's happening. We can see Manus' computer on the right side. This is just like a human that performs tasks inside a computer. The only difference is that it can perform tasks 100 times faster than us. This is how autonomous agent works. You just tell them to do something, and you can leave them working in the background while you do other things. This is a game changer in artificial intelligence. Imagine an agent that can enumerate a target for you while you're on vacation, or even find vulnerabilities and exploit the target. But of course, we must use that in an ethical way. I'll pause the video and let's examine the output after it is finished. It is almost done now. There is another pop-up. I'll just allow this time. We see here an option to share a replay of the task to someone. Really useful in my opinion. Another notification, this time it says task is completed. Not sure though what it means by activate, but let's just click it. Loading. Is this a different URL? Let's close this window. It seems this is just the same as previous. Yeah, it is. There is a Python script on the right side, and we see here the actual tasks it performed. It first researched the vulnerability, then create educational exploit demo. So meaning it was able to create a working exploit. Let's find out more later. After that, it also set up the vulnerable environment. This is what we want, so we can study the vulnerability. And it also documents the whole setup. Really good. Last is it delivers the result to us. So far, everything looks good, and it happened very fast. Now let's examine what it got. Let's go to the very first task on the top. It says it notified us about the danger of creating such exploit, so it just created a sandbox environment where we can study it ourselves. All right, the first file it created is a to-do list. Let's see what is inside that. It has different phases. Manus is very organized. First is to research the vulnerability, then create the demo exploit, set up the vulnerable environment, create documentations, and deliver the results to us. This is just the same as the summary we just saw at the end of the task. Let's see how it performed the research. It got several sources here. Let's look at the first one. This is the main Heartbleed site. This is a not-so-technical publication used to reach more people during that time. You can see here ways on how to fix it, and some of the possible data that can be leaked by attackers. You can also see here the most common questions asked by people. Let's go back to Manus. After that, it created a markdown file containing the summary of what it learned. It contains the overview of the vulnerability, high-level technical details, impact, ways on how it is exploited. After doing the summary, it edits the to-do list. We can see here that it checks out the tasks under the research phase. By now, you can see that it really worked like a human being. It is just more organized and can research way faster than us. The next task it performed is the actual creation of demo exploit. Let's open the Python script it created. It imports 3 modules used for network connections, cryptographic operations, and byte manipulation. The first function is to generate the initial heartbeat request, followed by a function that extracts the heartbeat response from the server. Let's see where is the actual exploit part here. I see it now. There is another function that receives the target IP import as a parameter. It looks like the script is also heavily documented, which I like as well. Let's see what other task it performed. Manus says that the next step will be to set up the vulnerable environment. It edited again its checklist to mark off the exploit task it just performed recently. We can see here that before setting up the environment, it also performed another round of research. After it gathered the necessary data quickly, it created a bash script. This is the one that will automate the environment creation. It leverages Docker for easy reproducible setup. It was able to find a vulnerable image in Docker Hub. It sets a name for the Docker container to easily identify it. Then at the bottom, we can see how to access the vulnerable app. It also provided us another script to tear down the environment. This is again a bash script similar to the one we just saw. This time it will just stop the running container. Then it edited again the checklist to mark off the completed tasks. Near the final steps, it created a documentation guide. Author is Manus AI. There is a high-level introduction, then followed by some sections that will go deep on the technical details. We can see here that it created the initial markdown file, but it didn't put all the information. For some reasons, it slowly added information to that file. Probably it is still waiting for other things like background jobs that are still doing some research. And finally, it concluded all the tasks and it delivered the results to us. Let's look at the list of files it produced. We can see all files here. Let's open one. For some reasons, there is an issue opening this file. Let's pick another one. Same thing happens. But the exploit script is readable. The bash scripts are also fine. And the documentation as well. Not sure what happened to the other files. Probably those are temporary files that Manus wasn't able to clean up. Anyway, this documentation looks great. It includes all necessary information we need to study the vulnerability, and it nicely summarized and arranged it in a way that will be easy for beginners to follow. Only thing left is to download the files. From here, we can run it on our local, test the exploit, and understand the vulnerability. Autonomous agents are really game changers. This is just the beginning. We expect them to be able to do more in the near future. I hope you learned something today. If you find my content valuable, please support me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. See you on the next one.